Did you know that Europe has a moth that looks like this? Yes, this is actually real. This is the giant peacock moth. Scientifically, the Saturnia pyri, or the giant peacock moth, or the great peacock moth, giant emperor moth, or Viennese emperor. Now they're found throughout Europe, through this kind of middle section of southern Europe or northern Africa. First described by Michael Dennis and Ignaz Schiffer-Müller in 1775, the giant peacock moth has a wingspan of up to 8 inches or 20 centimeters, making it the largest European moth. Both males and females are identically marked. This nocturnal species lives among trees and shrubs in open landscapes from sea level to 2,000 meters or 6,500 feet in elevation. Their natural habitat range is from Spain all the way across to Iran, as far north as Poland, and as far south as Jordan. They were once found in Germany and northern France, but sadly now they're extinct in those areas. They favor parks, vineyards, and orchards with shade trees. Mating season for the giant peacock moth is done over 22 hours, which starts just before midnight. Once a male is done his business and flies off to try to find another mate, the female will climb to the highest vantage point and kind of do some weird stuff. You see, she'll launch herself off this point aimed at the nearest shadow on the horizon, which is usually another tree. The females are bottom heavy and need to continually deposit some of their 30 eggs on tree branches, trunks, and leaves. They'll deposit chains of 5 to 8 eggs in each go. So is this kind of like wingsuit flying for moths? Once the larvae hatch, they'll eat part of their shell and then wander off to find a good resting spot. This young larvae is usually black or brown at this stage. Their next developmental stage, they turn orange, and the one after that is a blue-green, and finally a yellow-green before transforming into a moth. The hairs on their bodies will also lengthen as they get older. Now what's really interesting is as the larvae gets older, it's able to chirp. Now they can chirp at a range between 3.7 kHz and 55 kHz. Tooth spikes allow them to generate this noise in rapid succession. They also secrete a bitter defense chemical from their spines as a way to keep predators away, such as birds, bats, and invertebrate. They'll then spin a cocoon, usually at the base of plants among the grass, but sometimes higher up in a tree. From one of the most incredible caterpillar forms comes a giant moth that's also incredible, just not as colorful. These furry, somewhat symmetrical moths are different shades of brown and tan with remarkable antennae. Most people will probably think these are either cool or they look like a giant furry flying spider. What do you think, giant furry flying spider, or are these cool? It's remarkable how nature can make something so beautiful and colorful in one stage and so brown in the next. That does it for this one. Be sure to subscribe, and until next one, have a good one.